Yep. I can still hear you. Oh, are you testing on the stream?
Yeah. Actually, it sounds pretty okay.
Okay, cool. Well, we're just gonna go with it. Worst case scenario, we rebroadcast. Okay, we're starting. Cool. We roam occasionally on the blue side. 152 on the red side or purple side. Not actually. Oh man, is my screen cracked? Not really familiar with most of the members on the teams, except maybe blue side. Actually, well, I've seen a couple of games. So, pick some bands starting. Udyr band definitely targeting VinFX. If you've been in the Facebook chat, you know that Michael Chung has called VinFX Vin 2G.
And I think the
VFX
fifth
2G.
ban is against Huin Komet Mahir.
Is that really targeted towards Huan?
Isn't Huin the top laner?
He's a solo laner, I know that for sure. I believe so. Evero will definitely be AD carry. Kabosi will be jungle. Somnus Moore is probably support. We Rum is the mid laner, and Huan Kioma is the top laner. And then on the red side, we have Bear Drink Vodka on support. VinFX jungle. Huge No Brain mid lane. Ibisu, I think is going to be top lane. Impressive pick has been playing AD carry.
The Diana ban is definitely against Mahir. He played it earlier today in solo queue with me, and it was very good.
For sure, he's been playing it so much in the past couple of days, and of course, Runeglaive Diana is a real powerhouse. And then, of course, Viger Band targeted towards Huge Noodle Brain. If viewers have seen the past game of 152, I think, we saw the Viger one-shot the enemy Lissandra. Malzahar Band also towards Huge Noodle Brain. His affinity for the purple champs, not good for many of the enemy teams. We haven't seen a Malzahar yet. And then Echo, I guess, targeted towards Huan Kioma? Can you verify?
I'm not exactly sure, but let me take a look at his Huin's champion pool. Yes, Echo is one of his is actually his second most played.
Oh wow, he's got the rank 5 mastery. Of course, he can always pull out the Lulu if he wants to. Really looking for. I really want to see some of the players spam those champion emotes, rather, the mastery emotes. I don't know if we've necessarily seen that yet, but you always love a little taunting from some of these players.
Do you think, observing from the recent UPSL games, do you think there will be an Ezreal, AP Ezreal mid coming in today?
Oh, I think that's definitely an option. The Nautilus pickup. So, okay, Bearstring Vodka picks up Blitzcrank again. I think this will be his third game on Blitzcrank. And he's been pretty good, but he's also had some not so great games.
A first pick of Vayne, that's interesting. That means they're so confident in their AD carry's Vayne skill that they deem that it's worthy to save other lanes for counter pick and immediately pick up the Vayne.
Yeah, that's fairly interesting, and I'm not necessarily sure if the Vayne Blitzcrank synergy is necessarily there. I mean, if Blitzcrank can land a great hook in a bush, then of course Vayne can just condemn into the wall, and that's going to be like a huge trade for the red side bot lane.
This is interesting because I generally consider Nautilus as some sort of a counter to Blitzcrank, and also Vayne at the early levels especially during laning phase cannot really effectively chunk down Nautilus. So even if the hook lands and the Sivir is picked into as the counter pick to Vayne.
Yes, the Sivir comps. I think we've seen a Sivir in more or less every single UPSL game, except for maybe that one game where Sivir was banned, where like the 580 carries were banned. Interesting pickup. So we see the Vi jungle come out for Kabosi, and then whether or not Nautilus actually goes top or support remains to be seen. Otherwise, we see a. I'm gonna say that is a Hecarim. Oh, okay, the Maokai spec. So the Maokai's locked in, so that's definitely Maokai top lane, and we're probably gonna see a Hecarim jungle from VinFX. So that he's hovering between the Hecarim or the Wukong.
I already don't like the Blitzcrank pick. I'm not sure if maybe this is that player's maybe his only available support or the only support he's comfortable on, but a very heavy engage comp coming from the blue team, and the Blitzcrank, I think if they saved it a little bit later, maybe a Janna or a Bard.
So Bearstring Vodka actually is an AD carry player. Like, if you look at his match history, it's straight up Jinx. But perhaps Precipic is the better AD carry of the two. Actually, Precipic is the top laner, isn't it? Oh, Ibisu's the AD carry. I completely forgot. Okay, no. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So Vayne is definitely Ibisu's favorite AD carry to play. So that just makes a ton of sense in terms of why he instantly locked it in. And then looking at blue side, we see a Ziggs and a Yasuo picked. Interesting.
Yasuo top lane is recently Zion Spartan's flavor of the month. Very, very strong. And right now, especially Yasuo maxing E first instead of Q, just give him a lot of mobility and a lot of damage top lane, especially against those tanks that cannot really get stats early.
I would love to see the Galio being pulled out by Huge No Brain. Loves these pocket picks. Love these out of meta picks. Constantly surprising me. I am really excited to see if he actually decides to lock this in.
Actually, quite some AoE coming from the purple team.
I mean, if basically purple's team is essentially, if they can chain everything together, their team will be fine. Otherwise, they have a kind of non-synergistic team comp. But that's my opinion.
I agree. The Blitzcrank has to be played like fairly back as to peel for Vayne. Otherwise, there is not really that much disengage or peeling, except maybe for Maokai.
Galio gets locked in. I'm excited for this. And he will be playing against Wii Rome, so that should be very interesting. Because Galio is a melee farmer in terms of like CSing, so should be interesting to see if Wii Rome applies enough pressure to kind of zone the Galio off of the waves. So looking at the lanes, it's going to be a Yasuo versus Maokai top, a Wukong versus Vi jungle, Ziggs versus Galio mid, and of course Sivir Nautilus versus Blitzcrank Vayne. And you were saying earlier how you thought that Nautilus was a counter to the Blitzcrank.
Yes, I personally think Nautilus is like tanky enough to so Blitzcrank generally prefers to pull squishy targets, right? And then to be able to burst at least one person from the dual lane immediately. I personally believe Nautilus is tanky enough that at least you won't be able to burst him immediately. At least not, I don't think, with Vayne from level 1 through 4 or 1 through 5. So I personally think Blitzcrank is actually a pretty poor choice to pull into the Nautilus.
Well, it should be interesting to see how the bot lane goes. Now, I've got LoL Nexus pulled up, and I want to run through all the different runes for all the different champs. So Nautilus actually going 0-21-9 as support Nautilus. So
that's very tanky.
Yeah,
it was standard.
Tanky. Less utility, though, which is very interesting, but I guess that's how you play it. He's got Magic Pen, and 15 ability power.
You mean on the Nautilus?
On the Nautilus, yeah.
15 ability power?
Yeah,
what?
He's got AP.
Wow.
He's got 2 armor. He's got flat health and 2 armor, and then he's got Magic Pen reds and flat magic resist glyphs. So
that's quite interesting.
Vi, very normal. Sivir, very normal. Ziggs, 2109, very normal.
I'm curious on the Galio. What's the Galio's rune and mastery?
So he's going he's going magic penetration, some flat magic resist, and some scaling magic resist, scaling health, and flat ability power. So actually very standard setup for a mage in my opinion. 21-9 though, so he's opting to pick up some of the extra health, which will definitely help him in the early game laning. And then Precipic is going 9-21 in the top lane. And he's got movement speed, but no... Oh, he's got attacks. No attack speed either. Interesting. But I might be wrong. I thought some Maokais take attack speed in order to help them with the CSing in lane. 21-5-4 from the Wukong jungle.
What do you think about Ziggs versus Galio, the matchup? That's definitely the most interesting in this game from my perspective, because I think Ziggs cleared the wave a little bit faster, But Galio definitely provides a lot of lane presence.
So what I remember, I used to play Galio like way back when in season 1 when I was first starting off.
Oh man, that was
those are the days.
those were the days.
I don't think he's changed that much, like fundamentally, but in my opinion, Galio has really serious mana issues. But that might have just been because I was playing really poorly as just a league player back then. But I think Ziggs has the better wave clear. Galio's definitely going to want to spam his spells. And I think his mana costs are pretty high in general as well. So he's definitely going to need to spam those spells if he wants to match Ziggs' wave clear. And then Ziggs will probably give the Galio a really difficult time in lane. So if Huge Noodle Brain can kind of shrug that off and, I mean, get started on building the magic resist, and of course that synergizes really well with Galio's passive, so hopefully he gets to farm well enough in the early levels in order to really get enough magic resist to just kind of shrug off any harass that Ziggs throws at him.
I personally really like the draft phase actually, with the exception of the Blitzcrank. I really like the draft phase from both teams actually, because both teams have a pretty strong early game, and there is no significant mid game power trough for them, and all of them have some form of late game carry on their team. For example, the Yasuo and Ziggs, very very powerful late game, and then of course the Vayne and the Maokai are both huge late game carries in a certain carries and tank.
I actually looking at Red Side's comp, I actually like it a little bit. They've actually got a decent amount of peel for the main, but they've also got a good amount of engage as well. Whereas if you look at Blue Side's comp, it's more or less strictly just full on engage. And if Blue Side goes in too hard, there's a high possibility that Zivir will just get dunked on by the Wukong most likely. I think he's the biggest source of threat to the Zivir.
That is true, and most likely Ziggs will be further in the backlines than Zivir in this from the Blue Side's fighting style. But I personally think the Yasuo pick makes it actually a little bit difficult for the Yasuo pick makes the red side a little bit difficult to fight because they have to deal with a very strong front line with Vi and Yasuo combo. Meanwhile, in the back lines there can be Nautilus peeling for Ziggs and Zivir. So kind of two-pronged attack coming from the blue team, and I'm not sure with only Blitzcrank peeling for Vayne. Like maybe the Maokai would also do it, but then it would leave only Wukong and Galio in the front line.
Oh, we've got Debonair, Wukong, Galio. Okay, so we see an early ward from Blue Side being put down, so that'll get some vision. But really, that's not gonna do that much. I don't think we've really seen any like LCS level strats with the UPSL teams, have we? Like no lane swaps have occurred, if I recall correctly.
Yo, this is my first time seeing this Galio skin. It looks pretty good.
I know. The splash art looks terrible, but the Galio skin's actually pretty sweet.
Is there any changes with regarding to animation?
Not that I recall. I think it's a 750 skin, but it's got sweet textures. Look at those wings, man. I
know. They look like so fine. Damn.
Wow, I just realized my mechanical keyboard is very, very loud. It's okay though. I actually want to see if Blue Side starts off with a Krugs, and if Kabozi will just start off with his own red buff. That'll be interesting to see. Or more likely, we'll probably just see both bot lanes leash either Krugs or Grumps.
Interesting. Yasuo starting with a long sword. Typically, you see Yasuo starting either with Dorans or straight up Boots. Boots is actually a very good starting on Yasuo because Boots translates in a certain sense into defense for Yasuo, since the movement speed regains the flow.
That makes a lot of sense, but I think he probably went with a longsword just because it is a Maokai, so he's probably going to play very aggressive, and the longsword will help him with the Wraith Cannon.
Yeah, that's true.
Rather. So he actually gets a early level 2 against the Maokai actually did Raptors as well, so they're both level 2, but Maokai picks up a Vision Ward with his gold, whereas Yasuo picks up a Potion. So we see some early trading happening top lane, and actually, the Yasuo is able to get some really good harass down on the Maokai. The hook goes down bottom, but it misses. I honestly don't think that much is going to happen in the first, like, 5 minutes or so. I mean, I'd love to be surprised, but we'll kind of see. Wukong jungle's not going to be able to apply too much pressure unless he's attacking a really squishy. Essentially, he doesn't have that much. He doesn't have any CC, pretty much. He's got damage, but he kind of needs levels in order for that to really. We do see Vi hanging around the mid lane, and she does already have both of her buffs. No invade actually, which is actually really sad.
Yeah, it's a very good, very standard starting game. No lane swaps either.
Oh, good route by Precipic. A dash from the Yasuo goes into turret range, and he takes 3 turret shots. So that's gonna reduce the amount. Good hook from Evero down bot lane. IBC takes a lot of damage from Somnus Mors, and IBC is gonna need to back off a little bit. He's down to a quarter of his health, and this is gonna put blue side, give blue side a lot of pressure. Now we see Wukong actually going top lane. Actually, we see Vi going top lane as well. So there's
another hook bot lane. Nice command. There's
from the Vayne pushes the Sivir back, but the Ignite goes down. Vayne might fall down. A flash.
Yeah, and the first
Sivir.
blood goes to Sivir. The Ricochet got it actually.
And that's what you're talking about earlier when you're saying that Nautilus kind of counters the Blitzcrank. Oh, another hook.
A good hook. Oh, sadly was not in the turret range.
If only he had the Vayne back then. So Vayne's gonna miss out on the cannon wave. Actually, she missed out on a wave and a half, including the cannon. So huge XP difference between the Sivir and Vayne when the Vayne comes back. And that's gonna be really bad. Now, Nautilus is going back, and he's probably got enough gold for a Sightstone, or at least like a Ruby Crystal and boots. That's my preferred buy if I don't have enough gold for a Sightstone immediately.
He is very close. He's actually gonna wait 20 more gold. Actually, no. Yeah, actually, no. He's not gonna wait for the
top lane. Yasuo is gonna have to flash. Wukong came up to gank the Yasuo while Yasuo was trying to clear the pink ward from Maokai. So that's a flash blown, and now Yasuo is kind of zoned from the entire wave.
But he does have a good lead though. Actually, a very big lead. Almost 6 minutes and 14 CS lead already.
Interestingly enough, even though Sivir got the kill and Vayne missed a wave and a half, the farm is pretty much equal. And Hui and Kioma, the flash from the Maokai roots the Yasuo. Yasuo dashes out, but Vi is here and
they might be able to turn.
Turns up and goes in and just takes him for harass. Wukong is low on mana though, and now actually the flash from Maokai is gone. So not sure if that was necessary. You could just push him off the wave. Hui and Kioma going really aggressive again, just dashing back out.
Huin really playing fearlessly right now.
Oh, the hook from the Nautilus goes down to the Blitzcrank, and Blitzcrank takes a decent amount of harass. Oh, the hook almost lands. I keep not seeing who does each hook. I mean, that one I saw for sure, but I gotta remember that both supports have hooks this lane. And another hook from the Blitzcrank. More harass. Just the but the hook lands and the flash from the Blitzcrank. Okay. Wow. So Blitzcrank lands the pull, but remember, Nautilus has a decent amount of damage early. He's level 5, so he's probably got 3 points in his E. So Blitzcrank, after he lands the pull, has to flash out.
Yeah, and this is one of the problems I was talking about earlier. Right there, unnecessary hook from the Blitzcrank, and even when the hook landed, because Nautilus has so much damage.
Nautilus lands another hook on Vayne. He might be able to kill Vayne by herself, but he doesn't have Flash Forward Knight, so he can't do anything else about it. But Vayne is zoned from another wave of experience, and now the tower bot lane is down to about Ooh, 600 health. So Vayne just having a really difficult game, although maybe the better farming capabilities, better CSing mechanics from the Vayne is allowing her to keep up and farm with the Sivir. I actually see the Galio roam down, so Vayne, this should be interesting because Vayne is really low, but Galio does have his ult and he does have Flash and Ignite. So let's see if this succeeds or not. He's going in. The spell shield goes down.
He's too early.
Oh, yet he waits. Oh, good hook for the Nautilus.
Good.
Yasuo teleports down. Now Galio needs to run. He's got Flash, but a good knockup from the. Oh, wow. Okay, so Vi goes in. Now Bear's Vodka is probably going to go down, and that's 2-0 for blue side.
That was extremely good reaction from the teleport from the Yasuo and the roam from the Vi.
And Precipic used his teleport to get back into lane earlier, which I feel like if you're just going to do that, there's no point in taking teleport. So many times I've seen people just use teleport to go back in the lane, they just walk back in the lane because they're afraid of missing out on one wave of experience, which pretty much when this kind of situation happens, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, and we see the dragon goes to the blue team, and the red team, the top lane Precipic, cannot trade back the turret either. Yasuo has very fast movement speed right now with boots and Zeal, and already coming back into lane.
That's going to be really rough. Though S'mores needs to step up his CSing game. Even though he's getting these leads in lane, he's only maintaining a small gap in the CS lead. So I think that pink ward's actually fresh from the Vi. VinFX might get caught out. Vi lands the hook, or no. Sorry, Wukong flashes out. Interestingly enough, VinFX did not give Galio the blue buff. Not sure why that was the case. Might have been that Galio had died and he was just taking it while blue side was doing dragging. We see Bearshink Vodka roam mid. Will he land the hook? The hook lands on the Ziggs, but there's no mana from Huge Nova. He just uses abilities to clear the wave, so nothing happens. So no flash blow from the Ziggs. Wow, look at Maokai's build. Oh, the Yasuo goes in on the Maokai, but Maokai has so much armor, he's not going to do anything. Bot lane, Vayne's taking so much harass from the Sivir. Because Barry's and Vodka went to roam, so it was just a 1v2 bot lane.
So this Maokai is, I think, is starting Frozen Heart?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, which means I guess it's okay considering his team still have Blitzcrank and Wukong to engage, but without Righteous Glory.
Oh, Hu and Kiyoma's going in really deep, but Wukong is here. The ult from the Wukong and the Maokai reduces a lot of the damage.
Very good
Kiyoma's not going to die. And Huge Nubrain actually gets the kill. Whereas bot lane, Nautilus is going in. They are diving really deep. Bearshink Vodka will probably fall here unless he can flash out if he's got his escapes. Good
Vayne, nice condemn.
Flash from the Nautilus misses. He gets the root on the Blitzcrank and Blitzcrank falls down. But Vayne's still going in. Probably going to die. Oh my lord. And that's a 2-0.
It was actually pretty good mechanics from the Vayne right there. Use the ultimate to be and Tombo to become
2v2 mid lane. Will Galio be able to get his ult off? He's got low mana. The Ignite goes down. Oh my lord. And the Wukong Q gets the last blow. Wow. Okay, so blue side starting to pick up some kills. Galio, 100% kill participation along with the Wukong. And Wukong actually going with the Warrior enchantment, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage. So it's pretty much up to Maokai by himself to kind of tank all of the damage.
The Sivir is in a huge power spike right now. 12-minute Infinity Edge.
Oh my god. That... Gotta wonder, Jay, why Ibisu, you gotta wonder why Jay Ibisu picked the Vayne first pick. I I don't actually know if he plays Sivir though, so I mean that could be part of it. But I guess it's not necessarily just because he picked Vayne. Part of it was because Evero has been playing really aggressively, playing really well on the Nautilus support. So we actually see blue side clearing out, and they actually get a turret. So now it's 2 turrets to 0. Oh, and the Blitzcrank gets hooked. And the Vaiku lands, Blitzcrank is trying to speed out, and he has to flash over to escape. But Galio's there. Oh, Evero keeps diving. Galio's in the middle of the path.
Galio's in the middle alone.
He's ulting 2 people, deals a lot of damage to the Sivir. Vayne comes in. Vi ults on. There's a fight top lane. And Yasuo goes down. Blitzcrank falls when he enters, and Galio falls as well. Wow, lots of action across the map. Red side was kind of just funneling in one by one after people had left, so that was just not great communication coming from red side, and just not on the same page. So the Galio and the Blitzcrank fall, whereas the Yasuo, who's going really aggressive, falls top lane.
How did Yasuo die top lane? Was it Wukong ganked top?
Wukong ganked top, yeah. He didn't have a ward up. Oh, the Maokai with the home guards goes in on the Nautilus, and he ults. He's reducing a lot of damage, but his team's not behind him, so kind of a wasted teleport, in my opinion.
And that's gonna put the Maokai further behind early home guard, and really we can see that the early teleport home guard does not really work on champion unless they are going for damage early, such as Hecarim. However, on a Maokai, it's actually gonna set him even further behind, and the Frozen Heart is delayed.
He actually didn't go for the Glacial Shroud, which provides cooldown reduction and mana, which are 2 things Maokai's really like. And turret's actually pretty low, but Hui and Kyoma's just gonna farm behind the turret and get the next wave. So just kind of a farm off top lane, and then Blitzcrank roams mid again, but that's nothing's gonna come up.
Interesting interaction of damages top lane, because currently the Yasuo is maxing E, and yes, already 5 level into the E, and plus with the static shift, a lot of magic damage actually coming in from this Yasuo. So the truth is, it's not very cost effective to purchase that much
armor. Start off Dragon, and they actually have a TP advantage, so red side can't actually do anything about this, and this is gonna be another free Dragon for blue team. Let's see if they actually go in. They do have the 3 feet. Wukong goes in.
Oh, Wukong
lands on 3 people. Galio manages to land his ult on 3 people as well. Yasuo goes down instantly. Wukong goes down. Galio goes down. And that's 3 for 1 coming from blue side. Blue side is just so far ahead. 4K gold. The Maokai is walking over. Will they be able to do enough damage to Kabozi? Kabozi just queues out of it. And that's the end of that team fight. Precipic just walks by. Rerum knows he can't do anything. Nautilus is pretty low, and Precipic is just going in. Oh my lord, good hook from Evero. Managed to escape the Maokai route. But Maokai is still going in. Vayne is still walking in. Ziggs can kind of block up the Vayne. Precipic doing so much by himself. 1v2 gets the kill on the Nautilus. But Rerum might, good heal from Vayne, heals Precipic so he can escape the Ziggs. That was a very extended fight.
I was surprised the Maokai did that much damage and was actually able to get the very tanky Nautilus later on. But small mistake from Everest, I think Nautilus did not ignite. I think if the ignite was used, the Woodmore auto attack from Ziggs, and Maokai would have been dead.
Yeah, for sure. That's a very drawn out fight. So overall that was a 3 for 2, I believe.
But yeah, 3 for 2.
Red side did still lose another dragon, so let's see, 4K gold lead from blue side. Actually, not as big as I thought it would be, given how these fights are going. So let's look at item builds while things are kind of calming down. So Yasuo does have his static shift, and he's almost got his Blade of the Rune King. Vayne's still working her Blade of the Rune King. It's already 17 minutes in. Hopefully she has enough when she backs. Sivir does have her IE. Ziggs went with the Mows, whereas Galio went with the Athenes, which makes sense because that does provide magic resist.
Jeff, I really don't like this Wukong's build right now. First of all, he went the Stalker's Blade with Warriors, and then second of all, instead of Cinderhawk, Furthermore, right now he's building into what seems like to be a colorless, even though very soon Ziggs will be hitting a huge power spike with both.
The tornado from the Yasuo lands. Good poke on the Yasuo, dealing a lot of damage. Maokai goes down, and blue side will actually be able to get this turret. They have all 5 people here, but they don't have the minion wave. And Galio's kind of off to this side, and he needs to run away. Good hook.
Oh, good hook.
On it ever, but it's on the Nautilus. And blue side's just gonna kind of charge in. Oh, the Wukong, the Vi goes in by herself.
The Vayne's dead.
actually falls down to the Ziggs ult. Good ult from Wukong, but that's not going to do enough. Galio tries to ult. Kabosi might fall. It doesn't fall down. Kyoma isn't able to kill the Blitzcrank, and that's 4 for 0 and a tower. Blue side just doing so much right now.
Almost the clean ace, and once again, I feel like the Wukong's build is actually very bad because there's not the making of Aegis anytime soon, and the Ziggs right now is on a huge power spike.
I feel like, so while I do agree that it's not necessarily the best build, and I'm actually not sure if Wukong is going for the Blood of the Rune King or if he's going for Hydra and opting to go with the map sector first, but I feel like blue side just doesn't, or red side rather, just doesn't have that much damage. They have a Blitzcrank, they have a Maokai, and then the Galio has a huge like time gap from when he gets his first item to when he actually like takes off. Like he's gonna need serious HP in order to do a ton of damage in these fights, and he's landing these great ults, but pretty much once he gets his ult off, like there's no other damage to follow up.
I agree, and especially if they're trying to rely on protective Vayne comms, then the Wukong then should almost definitely win Cinderhulk into Aegis. But too bad that's not the case, and right now we're just seeing the Ziggs doing a ton of damage with that ultimate, and another needless large rod already coming out.
And looks like Benevex is taking another blue buff, not giving to the Galio. Very surprising. I feel like Galio really needs it because he's pretty much the only source of wave clear on red side, and he and Kyoma actually able to take top side turret. So that's 4 turrets to 0.
To be fair, we do need to remember is VingFX the sub?
He is the sub, but I feel like he'd still be on the spec call, and I mean, he is a very aggressive jungler. Oh, Kabosi going in on VingFX, even though he's a level down, but he's doing so much damage to the Wukong. Wow. Love the ballsiness of Kabosi, and that's actually going to force VingFX to go back and heal. And Kabosi actually going with a Black Cleaver build right after his... Oh! Maokai Root goes on Hugh and Kyoma, and the Galio ult goes strictly on the Yasuo. There is... blue side follows up. Vi goes in, is able to kill the Galio. Maokai falls down. Vi goes down to...
Vi's dead.
Wukong. The ult goes onto Wukong. Sivir's on the bottom, able to do so much damage. Vayne ults, but she's not going to be able to kill anyone. And that is a 3 for 2. That was a very messy fight.
And I personally really like Kabosi's build this game. He went the Cinderhulk into the Black Cleaver, so very tanky with a little bit of cooldown reduction too.
Very smart though, because pretty much besides Roam, they are a strictly physical damage based team. So that's gonna really help everyone else in the team deal a ton of damage to red side rather.
Yeah, precisely, and this provides us a little bit of early armor penetration for Sivir as well, considering that on the opposing team there is Maokai and Wukong with the passive, so a lot of early armor stacking.
It was a Hydra for the Wukong actually. Oh, Wukong goes... Wow, Wukong does so much damage to the Yasuo by himself. Yasuo is going to fall down. Just trying to get a ward down, but he falls to the full damage Wukong. So, slight picks from red side, but that's pretty much all they can do. If they group right now, they might be able to get a turret, but Bearstring Vodka is going to have to get a thoughtful in order to really even up this game and get the clicks required for red side to get even. And pretty much all we're seeing right now is Vayne by herself, trying to get as much farm as she can. Basically just trying to get the item she needs in order to get to that power spike.
Kaposi building the Bloodthirster after the Infinity Edge. Very, I guess, spellcasting focus.
Oh, we see a fight in the jungle. Then Effects gets hooked by Evero, and he's gonna fall down to Kaposi. Kaposi dealing so much damage. Oh my lord. The damage from this Vi.
That is actually a little surprising considering how behind the red team is, and there is actually good warding in their own jungle by the red team.
Another hook from Evero, but that's actually good. Yeah, the wards this game are actually not that bad. I actually really like red team's warding. Oh, good hook, but
nice
a good spell shield.
Have you noticed the past couple hooks that have all been on the Nautilus?
He's the easiest target to land a hook on. I mean, he's huge. They've actually increased his model size a couple patches ago to reflect his size in game. So that makes a lot of sense. Kaposi goes in on Precipic, but Maokai doesn't go. And Kaposi might fall. Precipic in the middle of the entire fight. Yasuo goes in.
Oh, this is gonna be huge Ziggs.
Great ult from Yasuo. Galio not able to get a good ult off because he just died almost instantly. And Huyin Kyoma goes down, but the fight continues. Bear Drink Vodka goes down. Kaposi ults on the Vayne, and Vayne goes down. And that is an ace for Blue Team.
I think this game is pretty much over.
I think that might be the case. The spawn timers are pretty low, so they might be able to get a... Actually, they're just going to have to back up. They're all ready.
They might be able to take top, though. They
should go top. I definitely think they should go top, but that does not seem to be the case. That was a really good fight from Blue Team. The Yasuo ult on 3, maybe 4 people, just doing so much damage. And Kaposi, even though at the time, he really only had the Cinder Hulk and the Black Cleaver, but so many, there's like, what, 4 Ruby Crystals in that build? 3 Ruby Crystals in that build? So it's just very tanky. And Reza doesn't have the items.
I gotta say, the ball lane from the blue team has really shined this game. Look at their scores right now. 20 kill participation for the Nautilus, 19. Man, that was very strong.
You know, the game's still early, but I would definitely give MVP to Evero. He has been doing so much.
I agree. Kaposi played very well. Good, strong positioning, and have not died yet.
I agree. I would say if Evero wasn't... If the bot lane wasn't in this game, it would definitely go to Kaposi.
Yes.
I'm not actually sure. I would say Kabosi's maybe the second place contender for MVP. Over Thomas Morris, only because Thomas Morris has a position. Huyin Kyoma out of position again, and he's gonna get a kill? Wow, 2v1 and he gets a kill. Blitzcrank has to flash out.
Going on mid.
Wow. Huyin Kyoma able to get the ult off on the really squishy Wukong and the Galio. Almost gets 2 kills by himself. But this is going to be a Baron for blue side. And I don't think there's going to be much that red side can do at this point.
Yeah, very good coverage for the blue team right now during this Baron. Yeah, no chance.
Have flash, but I don't know if it's smart of him to try to steal this with no smite. And no smite from Kaposi, actually. So, Precipic actually could have stolen that. 13k gold lead now. 24 to 10, 6 towers to 2 towers, 3 dragons to no dragons, and the Baron buff for blue team. Blue team is just so far ahead. And of course, looking at We Roam, he's got the 0 deaths again. He's got the 15 and KDA. Gotta say, We Roam always surprises me because he's always very consistent. Like, he doesn't always do, like, the most amount of damage, but he always does the right amount of damage in the background. So it kind of goes unnoticed. But then you look at his participation. He's in a lot of these fights. He never dies. And he's just a solid player.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I remember distinctively last year during the UPSL, and he played the ball lane. His Thresh support was amazing. Sometimes goes unnoticed, but definitely very strong.
Wait, Weaver was on support last year?
Yeah, he was.
Oh wow! I mean, I definitely remember.
Wait, I'm sorry.
The flash from VinFX goes in on Huyin Kyoma. Huyin Kyoma goes down. Maokai ganks again. Huyin Kyoma just keeps dying.
Oh, I'm sorry, a slight correction. I thought he was the last Panda. I got confused with those two players.
I know played a lot of Nidalee Karthus games last year, and he was doing phenomenal on the Nidalee.
Was he also the Death Cap versus Item LeBlanc player?
Maybe. Oh, Maokai getting just out of position, gets collapsed on the blue side, and he falls. And that's another dragon from blue team as well. So now they got 4 dragons. If they wanted to, they actually probably could just like wait this out and get the 5th dragon, but that's probably not necessary. They've got a good wave bot side, and they're just grouping there. And Kyoma does have his TP, so he can just TP in if he needs to. And he just TPs on the wave, so that gives them a lot of minions to kind of tank this character. They're going to get another inhibitor. Oh, and the hook lands on the Galio. Galio's doing so much damage to Galio. Galio falls. Good ult from the Ziggs. Vi goes in. Blitzcrank's probably going to fall down. The exhaust on the Yasuo. And another hook on the Maokai. Maokai goes in, but he's going to fall. Triple kill from the Sivir. And a Vile on the Vayne. And that's a clean ace. That's dominating game for me. We will occasionally. That is game.
That was surprisingly fast. I really expected a lot from the red team, but I guess they fell just short.
I agree, and you know, Huge No Brain, Ibisu, even Vinifex, they're all diamond or plat level players. They normally do very well, and I mean, Ibisu and Huge No Brain have played together a lot. I'm pretty sure Vinifex have played with both of them a ton as well.
What elo is Evero?
Evero's I cannot check. Man, I wish I could check this from the end screen. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, the Evero did more damage than Wukong, Vayne, than pretty much everyone on the red team except the Galio.
Wow, that's not good.
Yeah,
maybe the AP runes do magic. That is very interesting. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I give my MVP vote to Evero.
Yeah,
5,
me too.
1 and 19, 24 kills. So I mean, Sivir was only in more, but like even though Sivir was in the highest kill participation and did so much damage, like positioned really well in all the team fights, I would say Evero was pretty much MVP. So many good hooks.
I have to agree. Even during the laning phase, pretty much, I personally feel like the Nautilus won the lane for the Sivir. Not to say that Sivir didn't do a lot, but definitely the Nautilus carried the ball lane during the laning phase, and later on during team fight, just such good positioning and great hooks all around, and always be able to get the ultimate onto the back line.
I agree. And pretty much, like, all the Nautilus needed to do is just get hooked, and then he could just hook the and that's a free gap closer for him, and he could just go on top of the Vayne, who's not the most mobile. And gotta say, not sure if the Vayne pickup was great. It was either the Vayne or the Blitzcrank. I feel like if you just changed one of the two champions, maybe red side bot lane could have done slightly better.
I think there are small moments during the game in which we do see that Ibitsu's Vayne mechanics is very good. However, it's just too behind to even matter right now. When people such as like Vi and Sivir can pretty much click on you and delete you by the time you're 10k gold ahead.
Alright, so I feel like we should wrap this up. There's actually another UPSL game